Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day before we begin the video. Please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Brook, Lynn and Lulu come face to face. In addition to Brook, Lynn and Lulu coming face to face, General Hospital spoilers for Wednesday, June 4, 2025, focus on Lucky surprising Elizabeth and Michael taking the stand. For the past couple of days, Brook, Lynn, Amanda Seton, has confronted lawyers Rena Sofa and Gloria Ellen Travolta over their lying to her about Giovanni Massa. They hid him in plain sight, and now the truth is out. There's another showdown awaiting Brook, Lynn, and according to teasers, it's about to go down soon. On Wednesday, Brook, Lynn and Lulu, Alexa Heavens, come face to face. These women despise each other, and each holds resentments over how they've handled the big adoption secret. Now that everything is out in the open, how will this confrontation play out? Viciously or empathetically? Another dramatic moment could happen in the divorce hearing, pitting Michael, Rory Gibson, against Willow, Kathleen McMullen. It's Michael's turn to take the stand. Will Willow be surprised by the Michael that shows up in court? This 2.0 version seems like he could withstand Rick's line of questioning without getting tripped up. If he's able to remain calm, cool, and collected during his testimony, Rick Hurst, might have to find another way for Willow to prevail. Meanwhile, Laura, Jenny Francis, and Sonny, Maurice Bernard, discuss family matters, which could involve a conversation about Gio. Meanwhile, Laura's son, Lucky, Jonathan Jackson, surprises Elizabeth, Rebecca Herbst. Liz has already found the ring, so this may not be that much of a surprise for her. But it's the thought, the effort, and the emotion behind the surprise that counts, right? Finally, Anna, Finola Hughes, puts pressure on Brennan, Chris McKenna. It feels like it's been a minute since Anna and Brennan have had cause to interact. So this could be about the impending Professor Dalton, Daniel Goddard drama. More likely, it's the villain that everything mysterious in Port Charles leads back to these days, and that's Sidwell, Carlo Rota. Well, when it's not Drew, Cameron Matheson, that is. Brook, Lynn and Lulu finally come face to face, and it changes everything in Port Charles. June 4's episode of General Hospital delivered the long-awaited moment fans have been anticipating for months. Brook, Lynn Quartermain and Lulu Spencer finally came face to face, and the emotional showdown didn't disappoint. Ever since Lulu's miraculous return from her coma shocked the residents of Port Charles, viewers have been waiting on edge for this inevitable confrontation. The tension has been building slowly but surely, as Brook, Lynn continued to dance around the elephant in the room. Her engagement to Dante Falconeri, Lulu's ex-husband and the father of her children. Now, after weeks of sidelong glances, whispered warnings, and awkward encounters, Brook, Lynn and Lulu came head-to-head in a moment so emotionally raw, it's already being hailed as one of the season's most powerful scenes. But what made this confrontation so impactful wasn't just the bitter past or the romantic complications. It was the way these two complex women stood their ground, challenged each other, and ultimately revealed that their pain runs much deeper than love triangles and old grudges. The moment happened at the Metro Court, where Brook, Lynn was attending a celebratory lunch with Lois and Tracy, following a successful performance launch for Blaze and Christina's new music initiative. Brook, Lynn was glowing, basking in the attention, and even briefly distracted by Tracy's unusually warm toast. But the second Lulu entered the lobby, accompanied by Maxie, and visibly tense, the mood shifted entirely. Lois immediately stood up concerned. Maxie tried to intercept, clearly aware that the timing was less than ideal. But Lulu wasn't about to wait any longer. She locked eyes with Brook, Lynn from across the room and walked directly toward her, the crowd parting like the Red Sea. "We need to talk," she said, her voice calm but ice cold. Brook, Lynn didn't flinch. "Now's as good a time as any," she replied, gesturing toward a quieter corner of the lobby. What followed was nothing short of volcanic. Lulu wasted no time confronting Brook Lynn about her engagement to Dante, her role in raising Rocco while Lulu was in a coma, and most painfully, the moments she missed as a mother while Brook Lynn seemingly stepped into her shoes. "You got everything I lost," Lulu said, her voice cracking. "My son, my home, my family, and now you want to marry my husband." Brook Lynn, visibly shaken, responded with her own vulnerability, telling Lulu how scared she was every day, scared of overstepping, of not being enough for Dante, of failing Rocco, and most of all, of Lulu waking up and hating her. The confrontation pulled in even more layers of history and pain. Lulu reminded Brook Lynn of their longtime rivalry, their fight over Dylan, the insults traded in high school, the bitterness that never fully went away. Brook Lynn admitted her faults, but she also reminded Lulu that they weren't the same women they were back then. "You went away," Brook Lynn said, "but the world kept turning. We all had to find a way to live in it." Lulu, holding back tears, asked the question fans have been dreading. "Do you love him?" Brook Lynn, after a long pause, simply said, "Yes." The honesty landed like a gut punch. Lulu turned away, only to suddenly collapse into a chair, overcome by emotion. Enter Dante, who had been called by Maxie, and rushed in just in time to see Lulu in tears. He immediately rushed to the side, but the sight of him with Brook Lynn nearby only made things more complicated. Lulu stood up, composed herself, and told Dante she was finally ready to come home, but not to the home he now shares with Brook Lynn. "I want to find my own place," she said. "I need to find out who I am now, and I need to do it alone." Dante, visibly torn, agreed. Brook Lynn quietly stepped away, realizing this was no longer her moment. Elsewhere in Port Charles, the fallout from the Brook Lynn-Lulu encounter rippled across town. Olivia was furious that no one warned her the confrontation was happening, while Tracy, ever the strategist, warned Brook Lynn that Lulu's return meant everything could shift. Inheritance, family loyalty, public perception. "You may have won Dante's heart," Tracy said bluntly, "but Lulu's still a Spencer. Never forget what that means." At the Quartermain mansion, Ned tried to comfort his daughter, but Brook Lynn was too shaken to talk. She went straight to her room, where she found a photo of her and Dante tucked inside a music journal. Quietly, she began to cry. Meanwhile, Lulu confided in Laura, who encouraged her daughter to take things slow. "You've been through something no one can understand unless they've lived it," Laura said. "The world moved on without you, but now it's time for you to move forward, not backward." Lulu nodded, but it was clear she was still deeply conflicted. She later visited Rocco at his friend's house and was heartbroken when he asked if she was staying this time for good. "Yes," Lulu promised. "Mommy's home." At the same time, Dante visited Sam at her penthouse to break the news that Lulu wanted to re-establish herself in Port Charles. And not just as a mother, but as a woman rebuilding her own life. Sam took it with grace, but privately confided in Alexis that she wasn't sure what Lulu's return meant for her and Dante's future. As night fell, Brook Lynn stood alone on the Quartermain terrace, replaying the confrontation over and over in her mind. She knew that no matter how honest she'd been with Lulu, the reality was brutal. Lulu's presence was a living reminder of everything she'd feared. That her love story might always be viewed as temporary, conditional, fragile. But she also knew she couldn't go back. She loved Dante. She loved Rocco. And she had fought too hard for the life she built to walk away without one hell of a fight. June 4 marked more than just a face-to-face meeting. It marked the beginning of a new chapter in Port Charles. One where nothing will be the same. Lulu's return has thrown the Quartermains, the Spencers, and the Falconeris into a complicated web of emotions, alliances, and choices. But at its core, the episode revealed something deeper, that even in a town where secrets, lies, and betrayals are currency, There's still something profoundly real about two women standing in the same space, claiming their pain and refusing to be silenced. And as the credits rolled, fans were left with more questions than answers. Will Dante stay with Brook Lynn, or will old feelings for Lulu resurface now that she's home? Will Brook Lynn spiral under the pressure, or rise stronger than ever? Can Lulu carve out her identity in a world that forgot her? And will she even want to return to the life she left behind? One thing's for certain. Port Charles hasn't seen the last of this drama. In fact, it's only just beginning. The battle lines have been drawn, hearts are on the line, and the echoes of June fall will resonate far beyond one explosive day. Brook, Lynn, and Lulu finally came face to face, but now everyone else is going to have to pick a side. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our YouTube channel for more update news.